I have something for you. This is my invitation. If you want to visit me at the Imperial Palace, show this invitation to the palace guards, but you can only use it once. Then Ryan's voice drooped. I can only visit you one time? Don't I get any more chances? Martina leaned in close to him, reminding him, I want a loyal knight, not a madman. If you behave yourself, you might earn more invitations. After saying that, she climbed into her carriage. Before disappearing inside, Martina flashed a bright smile and waved at Ryan. Goodbye! He watched her, a faint smile on his lips, as the wind gently blew through his hair. Ryan stood there until the carriage was far in the distance. He then placed a hand on his chest, where the name had just been carved, and thought to himself, looks like I'll have a sweet dream tonight. Inside the carriage, Martina covered her mouth, her face pale as she stared at her hand. A lunatic. He's definitely a lunatic. Remembering the way Ryan looked at her while licking the wound, she couldn't help but shudder in fear. I had actually prepared 3 invitations for Ryan, but I was worried that giving him too much leeway would make him even more insane. Her voice turned cold. Before he can make a move, I'll take his head first. Ryan stood there until the carriage was far in the distance. He then placed a hand on his chest, where the name had just been carved, and thought to himself, and let her grow up. Upon returning to the Imperial Palace, in an equally magnificent hallway, a splendid palace corridor, Martina was being escorted to her room. Just at that moment, Mi opened a door and stepped out. Upon seeing her, he immediately reported, Your Highness, the holy beast Lily appears to be sick. She immediately looked worried. What's wrong? On the way to Lily's room, he explained the situation. A little while ago, Lily's stomach suddenly started to bloat, and she kept crying out in pain, but today, she hasn't had anything besides her milk. Martina, full of unease, ran to the cradle and asked Lily, Let mommy see what's wrong, okay? The little girl was sitting up and hugging her belly, her eyes welling with tears. Mommy, Lily's tummy is all bloated, and it really hurts. A soft whimper filled the room. Martina worriedly touched the little girl's belly. Does it hurt when I press here, sweetie? Lily sobbed in reply. It just feels so bloated inside. Hearing that, she gently pressed on the swollen part of her belly, and Lily winced, crying out, Mommy, it hurts so much! Martina quickly pulled her hand away. The little girl tiredly laid down on her stomach, and Martina leaned over to kiss her head gently, comforting her. Lily, don't be afraid. Mommy will figure out how to make it all better. Mia and I are going to talk for a moment, and we'll be right back. Hearing this, the little girl gently tugged on Martina's sleeve, whispering, Come back soon, Mommy. She then stood up and walked slowly over to me. As she got closer, Martina asked again, Are you absolutely sure she didn't eat anything unusual? He replied, This morning, she only had milk, which I personally inspected. Hearing that, her expression became even more distraught, almost losing control as she rapid-fired questions. Could she have touched something then? Could my brother have sent a mage? Did she meet any strangers today? Have you checked all the items Lily touched? Their surfaces could be enchanted. Mi gripped Martina's shoulders firmly, saying in a loud voice, Your Highness, please calm down. She seemed to snap back to reality. He calmly recounted the details to reassure her. I have inspected every object Lily has touched, and there was nothing suspicious. She did not meet anyone today either. We were just drawing together the whole time. Martina listened to Mie in a daze, finally regaining her composure and lowering her head. Resting her head on his shoulder, Martina confessed softly, That's right, we're in the Imperial Palace. I am still the princess of the Moran Empire. I can protect her. Mi gently encouraged her. You haven't lost Lily. You found the person who poisoned her before. You protected Lily, didn't you? Sacred beasts are creatures of magic. A human doctor can't treat her. Once you've calmed down, we'll take Lily too. Find a mage. Burying her face in his shoulder, Martina replied in a hoarse voice, Okay, I was just panicking earlier. Mi affirmed, Your Highness, you've done very well. He looked down at the person leaning against him. Am I the only one who gets to see this vulnerable side of her? If only I could get closer. Mie wanted to reach out and hug her for comfort, but in the end, he held back and clenched his fist, sensing something. Martina looked up and asked, What's wrong? He hid his hand behind his back and put on a professional smile. No, it's nothing. Just then, a lady-in-waiting approached and announced, Princess Martina. Your Highness, Her Majesty the Queen requests your presence. Martina frowned slightly, wondering, Mother is looking for me? Why now of all times? Before leaving, she carefully instructed Mie, Take good care of Lily. Oh right, help me write a letter to the Mage Tower. Seeing him staring blankly, she raised her voice. What are you looking at? Did you even hear what I said? He snapped out of it, turned her to face forward, and assured her, You can rest assured. I will handle it well, Martina warned. If that letter doesn't get sent, I'll make you give me shoulder massages for a whole month. He chuckled. I'd even do it for a year. With everything settled, Martina left with the lady-in-waiting. Mi silently watched her retreating figure, raising his hand to the spot on his shoulder where she had leaned, and picked up a stray strand of her hair. When no one was looking, Mi slowly lowered his head and gently placed a tender kiss on that strand of hair. As dusk fell, the fading sunlight cast a soft glow through the window of the Queen's bedroom. Martina entered the room. Mother, you were looking for me, are you feeling well? Queen Isabella was sitting silently in a chair by the window frame. Seeing her, she smiled faintly. Martina, come sit with me. She slowly approached and sat in the chair across from her. Just then, a memory came rushing back. In my past life, I was convicted of a grave crime and exiled, driven out like a rat. Mother visited me in prison one time. She was already sick then. Her voice was so weak, I couldn't hear what she said clearly. I only remember one thing she said. My daughter. Later, while I was in exile and on the run, I heard news about her. 2 men on the street were gossiping. What did you just say? The queen of the Moran Empire has passed away. It's no surprise. She's been constantly ill ever since the princess was exiled. Back then, Martina just silently bit her lip, trying to hold back a sound, as she pulled her hood down tightly, to hide her red hair. Back in the present, Queen Isabella lowered her head. Seeing her, she smiled faintly. "Martina, come sit with me." She slowly approached and sat in the chair across from her. "My daughter. Later, while I was in exile and on the run, I heard news about her. In the noble council, I couldn't side with you or Miafield. Your father and I represent an empire. We can't let our personal feelings interfere." "Mother." Martina didn't want to hear this. She stood up abruptly, her voice resolute. "If you want to talk to me about this, then let me make it clear that I don't resent anyone. Miafield is a madman, but don't worry, I won't lose to him. I have things to do." With that, she turned to leave the room. Isabel shot up in alarm, hastily grabbing her daughter's hand. Her voice was filled with indescribable pain. "Martina, you and Miafield were so close when you were children." Her voice lowered, as if carrying a heavy burden. "Don't resent me, Martina." Confused, she said, "I don't understand what you're saying. We're a family. If you keep this up, he's going to hurt you." Hearing these words, Martina couldn't hold back her anger. "Can't you go back to how you were before? It's all your fault for not listening to your brother. That's why he's angry. Just stop confronting your brother." Empress Elizabeth was stunned. She yanked her hand away, and Elizabeth collapsed helplessly into her chair. "No, I never wanted the two of you to end up like this. Next month, the Prince of the Sydney Empire will be visiting, and he will propose a marriage alliance with you." "What?" Martina was stunned. "A marriage alliance with the Sydney Empire? Our country and their empire have always been in conflict. Why would they propose a marriage alliance? The dispute between the Sydney and Moran empires has lasted for over 100 years. The people of both nations despise each other, which is why after Ryan's mother ran away and married the Sydney emperor, the people of her homeland scorned her, and her husband's country detested her. In the end, she died in misery. If I marry the Sydney prince, I'll meet the same fate." Martina asked again in disbelief. "Mother, do you want me to be the next Sydney princess?" Empress Isabella said sadly. "Martina, you always assume the worst of people. You do it with your brother, and you do it with me. I am your own mother. How could I ever intentionally hurt you? The one proposing the marriage is the second Prince of Sydney. Phoenix is a sly cat who refuses to say what he really thinks. Ryan is a mad dog who could snap at any moment." She walked over and took her hand, patting it reassuringly. Martina immediately snatched it back. "I don't think so. The divine beast can only mature in the Moran Empire. If I marry into Sydney, how am I supposed to raise it? I am a mother too. I will not abandon my child." Her words left Isabella speechless. Martina coldly turned to leave. "Lily is sick. I have to go take care of her." Lily was the name of the divine beast. "If you have time, you can come visit her." She left, leaving the Empress standing forlornly in the middle of the room. "I've heard he's a noble and elegant prince. Don't overthink it. This is a good match. I have no other choice, Martina. Must I really watch my own son and daughter fight until they destroy each other?" The Empress's lady-in-waiting hurried over, gently comforting her. "Your Majesty, your health is the most important thing. I will help you get some rest, and everything will be fine when you wake up." Back in her palace, a concerned Martina asked Lily, "How are you feeling now?" Lily replied gloomily, "I feel really weird." She gently hugged the little girl to comfort her. "Don't be afraid. Mommy has already sent for a mage. He'll cure you, Lily." Hearing this, the little girl got clingy. "Mommy, give me lots and lots of hugs, okay? It doesn't hurt anymore when you hug me." Martina soothed her. "Mommy's not going anywhere. I'll stay right here with you." Isabella covered her face in anguish, the heart-wrenching pain making her break down into sobs, her words choked and broken. Suddenly she felt a wave of warmth as a thin blanket was gently draped over her, and Martina slowly looked up. She saw Mia's gentle gesture and tilted her head, asking softly, "Has the letter been sent to the mage tower? The mages in the palace are my brother's people. I can't trust them, so now the only person we can get to treat Lily is Phoenix." Mia nodded. "I've already sent the guard Lily on the fastest horse. If all went well, she should be back by now." As he finished speaking, he gently tucked the blanket around Lily, and just then, there was a knock at the door. And just like that, the long night passed. She didn't seem to sleep a wink, silently caressing Lily the entire time. She asked impatiently, "Then where is he?" "I asked him to return with you in the letter." Lily then pointed to the window and explained, "He told me to return first, to let you know, and told me to have you look outside the window." Martina frowned in confusion and muttered, "Is he planning to climb in through the window or something?" The moment she finished speaking, a streak of light shot up from below, soaring high into the sky before exploding into a brilliant firework display, instantly illuminating the entire room. Hearing the noise, Lily sleepily opened her eyes. "What's that sound?" When she saw the bursts of light in the sky, her eyes immediately sparkled. Her face was filled with excitement. Amidst the dazzling fireworks, a special one exploded, forming the shape of an adorable cat. Martina smiled, gently lifting Lily as she asked, "Do you like it, Lily?" Martina commanded, "Come in." Lily returned to report, "Your Highness, I have delivered your letter to the mage, Mr. Phoenix. It must be because I asked him to treat a child in my letter. That's why Phoenix made fireworks in the shape of little animals." Lily's eyes sparkled like stars as she pointed gleefully. "Is that Lily?" Martina teased her affectionately. "How did Lily get all the way up in the sky?" The little girl puffed out her chest and replied with innocent pride, "Lily will be able to fly someday too." Looking at the radiant face in her arms, she let out a quiet sigh of relief. "Seeing her so happy puts my mind at ease." The little girl replied excitedly, "I love it." Looking up at the brilliant sky, Martina had a sudden thought. Another firework display bloomed in the sky, forming the name Martina in brilliant light. Down below, Phoenix slowly walked forward, his clear eyes seemingly filled with affection as he blew out the flame in his hand with a flourish. Since I'm Her Highness's subordinate now, I've got to make a good first impression, you know? It'll make my magical research go a lot smoother. A little flattery for Her Highness is a must. A moment later, Phoenix's jaw dropped and he pointed with a trembling finger. The child you mentioned is... Martina lifted Lily into her arms and replied with a smile, "This is my daughter, Lily." The little girl also raised her hands to wave. "I'm Lily. Were the fireworks in the sky just now your doing?" He cautiously approached and stroked the little girl's head affectionately. "Yes, I thought the divine beast of the Empire was just a folktale, so it's actually real? Your head is so soft." Moran gently placed Lily into the cradle and said, "She's a product of condensed magic, which is why I sought you out to treat her. She says her stomach is bloated and uncomfortable. Can you figure out why this is happening?" Phoenix said, lacking confidence. "I'm just an ordinary student from the Mage Tower. Are you really entrusting such an important task to me?" She smiled faintly, replying in a firm voice, "I believe you will become exceptionally talented in the future and reach the pinnacle of the mage world." Those words made Phoenix pause for a moment, his lips unconsciously pressing together to suppress his emotions, his gaze lowered, heavy with unspoken thoughts. Other than himself, she was the first person to believe in him. Fonko stepped forward, shielding Morin. He looked unhappy but explained that it was because living in the Imperial Palace is dangerous for Lily. The little girl immediately recoiled in discomfort. "It's so bloated." Seeing her react like that, he couldn't help but frown and ease the pressure from his hand. "Is it this spot?" Phoenix stared intently below, deep in thought. "I've never seen this type of magic before. It's completely different from human magic. This magic is immensely powerful and mysterious. Can this be the spirit beast that holds the fate of the Empire?" At that moment, Phoenix turned to face Moran. He held out his palms and began to explain, "Your Highness, Lily's internal body structure is completely different from that of humans or animals. Inside, there is only immense magical power." His voice echoed as Lily kept her eyes squeezed shut, her entire body floating in midair. Her stomach hurts because a small external magical power hasn't been digested and is constantly interfering with her other magic. Hearing this, Moran frowned unconsciously. She silently speculated, "A small external magic? It must be the magic from Ryan's second true love's kiss." An image of Sydney from the past suddenly flashed in her mind, when he had gently licked her wound. From the second kiss onward, the energy transferred each time would be reduced to 50% of the previous time. Moran immediately glared at Phoenix standing before her. "Is there a solution?" He smiled cheerfully and answered her, "If it can't be digested, then of course she needs to get some exercise." Phoenix pointed a finger straight up, winking at Moran at the same time. "Your Highness, don't you carry Lily every day, so she rarely gets to walk by herself?" Moran's face turned pink as she remembered the sight of Lily nestled in her arms as they walked through the flower garden. Then there was the image of the little girl silently clutching her milk bottle, being held to drink her milk while out and about. She was also very happy in her custom stroller. Suddenly, Moran immediately glared at Phoenix standing before her, so she always needs protection. Phoenix's expression soured as well, and he looked up at Fonko. Sensing the tense atmosphere, Moran stepped forward to face Phoenix. "You don't have to protect me, it's true that..." She silently speculated. "A small external magic? It must be the magic from Ryan's second true love's kiss, so she could digest her food, and I had to walk her every day." As soon as I finished, Phoenix sent shimmering rays of light, sparkling into Lily's body. "I can resolve this for you." His palm was open wide, and Phoenix's face was full of confidence as he used his power. "As long as I can identify the type of magic, there's no spell so difficult that I can't break it." Seeing the light grow increasingly brighter, Franco frowned and quickly shielded Moran's eyes with his hand. A stream of light suddenly appeared from the palm of Phoenix's hand, gently flowing into Lily, and a sweet smile bloomed on Lily's face. She then looked down and gently patted her stomach with both hands. Next, Lily tried to flex her wings, making them twitch. Finally, she joyfully flew straight to Moran, exclaiming excitedly, "Mommy, it doesn't hurt anymore!" Seeing this, Moran couldn't help but smile happily as she nuzzled her cheek against Lily's fur. "From now on, Mommy will take you for a walk every day, and you have to eat fewer snacks too." The little girl looked up at Moran, bewildered. The luxurious room with its gold carvings suddenly fell silent. The little girl opened her big round eyes wide. "If Lily is a good girl and goes on her walks, then Mommy will reward you with a hug." Lily's hesitant voice then piped up, "Lily will try her best." Then, she turned to look at Phoenix, her eyes full of gratitude. "Big brother, thank you so much. You're amazing." Phoenix approached her step by step, bowing his head with a playful smirk. "You can call me Big Brother. But then what should I call your mother?" A few sparks of light seemed to dance across his handsome face. As he smiled, based on our ages, calling her sister would be more appropriate. Hearing this, Moran just watched in silence, the corners of her lips curling into a slight smile. Franco and Lily, standing behind them, took in the entire scene. "Mommy, you're not gonna hold me anymore?" Moran supported the little girl's body with both hands, which caught Lily's attention. She then walked over to Moran and reminded her, "Your Highness, it's getting late. It wouldn't be proper for Mr. Phoenix to stay any longer. I will see him back to the Mage Tower." Night had fallen outside the glass doors, and Moran was now walking alongside Phoenix. She turned her head, a gentle smile on her lips. "You healed, Lily, so is there any reward you'd like?" Phoenix's cheek suddenly flushed, and he placed a hand on his chin, sneaking a glance at her. If I said I wanted to call you sister in private, would you agree? Her footsteps came to an abrupt halt when she heard that. His expression was anything but enthusiastic.